Hey everybody, welcome back. In today's video, I want to have a look at Cardano. Now, it's been a while since I've given Cardano its own video, over 2 months, so that's basically what I want to do today. As we can see, looking at Cardano, we can see the last basically month has not been good for it. It's basically just bled. We had this big sort of rally and a huge pump, and then we've lost all of that momentum and even gone to levels below where we were before. In fact, the lows that we were pushing at here after this huge sell-off, which put in this bottom here of 22 cents, which is the new cycle bottom, I'm pretty sure. Yep, back in June. We're coming back to those levels again now, where we've broken we're at this level here, which is where we were directly after a huge sell-off. And there has been no bad news for Cardano in a while, really. I mean, I actually heard the other day that apparently they've had an increase in individual wallets that are holding Cardano, like non-exchange wallets that are holding Cardano. It's gone up 6% more than usual. I think it's over 4 million. I think it was 4.6 million unique Cardano wallets, which is brilliant. But the price is still not reflecting this bullish news, and that's what we've been saying for the last while with Bitcoin as well. Even though there's lots of bullish news coming out, the only people here that are hearing this bullish news is us crypto we're clued in to this crypto market, and we've battled through this whole bear market so far. We've gone from a $3 Cardano to a currently 25-cent Cardano. And we know that this is bullish news and it will be good for the bull market, but nobody really now, after hearing that news, has gone, oh yeah, okay, great, let's ape in on ADA now. And obviously this kind of speaks for itself, whereas the last few days we've just had another big sell-off, more or less another percentage drop. Let me just check. Actually, in the last 2 days we're down 7%, give or take 6.5. So, and while this is a little bit green here, yeah, we might have a little rally. We might push up to this sort of 26.5 level where we opened yesterday, but ultimately I do see us going down lower, and I do see us definitely coming down to see this 22-cent level again. And ultimately I do see us breaking below. Like I've said, ever since the channel was made, and before that to people that I would know and talk about crypto with, it's just not a year to be holding or buying alts. The last 2 years haven't been, and so far I've been sort of right. As much as I hate to say that I'm right, as much as I hate to say I'm right, I am. Whether you bought here, anywhere, you've lost money, basically, unless you bought somehow before the run, forgot about your wallet when you bought it 3 cents, and then now you're up whatever, like 7-8x. Awesome, but that's probably not you guys. Anyway, zooming out, I want to do a fib from our yearly open. So just to show you guys, excuse me while I line this up. Basically it's been a rough year for Cardano, and I want to line this up with the bottom that we put in. It does nicely sort of give off these levels where we see a pump here, gets rejected, drop down to this yellow, so on. That's our peak here. But if I, bring it down just a little more, and we maybe make it so that, we bring it down to this 20-cent level. Okay, it does paint still a very similar picture. We get rejected here, we bounce off the yellow, rejected here again, break above, rejected again, find support. It shows very clearly, but it also shows that there's room to go down to this 20-cent level. And currently, if we have a look at the chart that we're at now, we can see that we're teetering on this red line, and we currently keep going slightly above, slightly below, slightly above, slightly below. And now we've had a close below and another day where we haven't rallied above it, which is, if today closes out at this price or similar to it, basically not above 26 cents, then it will be our first sort of 2-day close below this line, which would be very bearish. If I also turn on the moving average, we can see Cardano is well below its moving average and pushing its sort of Bollinger Bands on the way down. If we move into the weekly to give it a bit more of a macro view, sorry, let me just auto up here, make it look a bit nicer. We can see that it's the same thing, well below its moving average, and really pushing down into this Bollinger Band. Now, sorry, this is very poor. I don't know why that's so wrong. That's probably an error that I've done with hooking that up. Anyway, I want to have a look at BTC and ADA now, Cardano and BTC pair. You can see it's basically a very similar story. This is obviously our peaks back in September of 21, when we really sort of exploded with ADA and put in our $3 price. And at the time it was worth, you know, however amount of Satoshis, 0.00006. There you go. We are currently at 0.000009 Bitcoins. It's pretty pitiful to what it was. It's gone down a huge amount. If we actually check again, we're putting in new lows on our BTC, down 85% on BTC. So you're down 85% on an asset that's gone down 50-60% this last cycle, ever since the last peak, the bull run. And if we have a look at how Cardano is performing in the relatively short term with Bitcoin, or has been, we can see a huge sell-off. This is the rally again, where we sort of did very well, and this is where we put in our low for ADA back in June, around 800 Satoshis, 850 Satoshis. We had a rally back up, and now we've lost all that momentum with that rally, and we're now back to where we were just after this huge bottom. We're basically right in the middle. And honestly, you know, looking here, it is basically just lower highs, lower lows. We've had a few rallies, get a big sell-off. And this reflects the Cardano price as well when we look at it. I'm going to turn this off here because there's obviously something wrong with it. We get little rallies, big sell-offs. Nothing happens. It's basically gone sideways in the very short term on the daily. And then when you zoom out, it's just gone down. I mean, look at it. It has just gone down. And we have had these sort of crazy movements at the start of this year where, you know, it's rallied up a huge amount, gone back down. We've been going from, you know, 25 cent to 50 cent, you know, shout out. But again, nothing really has happened with ADA except that it's gone down. And again, whenever these pumps happen, people will always say, this is it, bull run time, buy your ADA now before it's too late, before you're going to be paying $2 for it. That's just simply not the case. And I don't think we're going to see any sort of meaningful rally. I don't think we're going to break out of this downward momentum this year. If we do, it's not going to be confirmed until next year. And what I mean by that is, if we do sort of break away from this and rally a bit, it won't have rallied long enough for us to be able to confirm it. But I do basically see us spending this year in the red. Again, Bitcoin, September, it's the worst, one of the worst months for Bitcoin historically. And I think it's an average of 7% that it drops. Bitcoin's price average drops 7% each September. And in the halving years, which we're currently in now, I think it drops even more on average in September. So it's not a bullish case for Bitcoin this month. So why would ADA suddenly outperform Bitcoin when it only does that for a few months every cycle? And then, you know, like we see here, it only does that, you know, once or twice for a few months, and then Bitcoin takes it back and it becomes 400 Satoshis, and then it climbs back up to whatever, and then it becomes, you know, 1,000 Satoshis. And by the way, I do see us going much lower at the Satoshi level. I do definitely see us hitting a 600 Satoshis before we have any sort of a recovery. Now, we can hit that 600 Satoshis and Cardano's price can be going up. It can be going down, but I do think it's losing value to Bitcoin and will continue to do so. Again, I think that about wraps it up in this video. I don't want to go on for too long. Basically, pain for ADA. And I wouldn't be buying at the moment. Full disclosure, I am actually shorting Cardano, and I've been quite profitable with that these last few months. It's a bit of a riskier bet. I don't really like doing futures and leverage, but I want to sort of show that I'm confident in what I'm saying and that I'm not just talking anything with no weight behind it and no skin in the game. I kind of want to be, I want to show that I do put work into what I do, and that I'm not just saying anything and, you know, uploading a video, sort of shitting out content as fast as possible. I actually do take time to look at these charts and try and make them a little bit easier and show some simpler, nicer stuff that, you know, kind of agrees with what I say. Anyway, if you like the video, please subscribe, leave a like, send me a comment down below. I'll always get back to you. Thanks very much for watching, guys. Really appreciate it. Take care and peace.